What's up, y'all? It's Deep Talk with T, episode 9. Today's episode is on processing, and this is kind of the other side of the coin to some of the things that I've been talking about with a lot more aggression and intensity and passion. Like in the last video, C'est La Vie, where I boiled down two different approaches to life and the fact that things are going to happen that you may not want to happen, and approaching them with either a beast mode attitude or mentality or a depressive, nihilistic, what's the point of it all kind of mentality. And I just wanted to offer some insight onto the other side of the coin and not just be so rah-rah, because sometimes that's not what's needed. Sometimes you do need a good kick in the ass. Sometimes it is that's what you need to get going. But other times, as in the case like I mentioned, where sometimes like the death of a loved one can be a difficult thing to accept, and you can't force things to happen. The same way you have to accept your uniqueness and your path and your needs and your ways of going about getting them, you have to accept that you have to process things, logic and emotion, and things being thought through help that. Being felt through, that's healing. And having positive ways to deal with stress, therapeutic ways of dealing with stress, is pivotal to being able to manage those traumatic experiences when they happen. The daily stuff, again, beast mode it. Like if it's something small, if it's not something that overall is not earth shattering. The death of a parent, that is earth shattering, especially if it's unexpected. The death of anyone who is close to you, especially when it's unexpected, can very much shake you up. I talked about life throwing its punches and you having to be able to roll with them and throw your own. Sometimes you get knocked out. Sometimes it's just not. Sometimes it's just not knocked down, but it is knocked out. And if you wake up, again, if it doesn't actually kill you, you have to get back up. You have to keep fighting. But processing what you go through, processing what happens to you, that is the process. Like, it's funny, you even use the word to describe the word. That is what happens in any situation that your body goes through, essentially. You consume food, you process it, and you excrete it. You consume beverages, you process them and you excrete them. You consume experiences, you process them. And in the same way your body's digestive system keeps nutrients, you are best to keep lessons that you learn and keep them in a way that you build on them, and they build you up by you building on them. Remembering certain things, like having a reminder that life, you don't have to get it tattooed, but having a reminder that life is going to happen. So such is life. Things that you want to happen, they're going to happen too. But things that you don't want to happen, they're also going to happen. And I make a lot of references to a lot of different philosophies. I've talked about nihilism and Epicureanism, Stoicism. That's what I was talking about. The Stoics didn't believe, more or less, that you needed a reminder to enjoy the good things that happened in life, the things that you wanted to happen. You needed reminders of how to keep your head when things happen that you didn't want to happen. So, things like memento mori, c'est la vie, those things were guards. Those things were reminders, mental guards, to keep you from getting too far derailed off of your path when something, again, was very likely to knock you off of it because it was going to be a painful thing. These are timeless wisdom type things, and processing is one of them. So the emphasis again being not just on traumatic experiences, but in your daily interactions and in your daily experiences in life. When you have a stimuli, and you don't always have the most time to respond. Sometimes you have to respond more rapidly to stimuli than others. But being able to be aware of yourself as the awareness that is receiving the stimuli, and being aware of the stimuli as such, and you're aware of your response when you make it. That process, that awareness, when you break it down like that and you become aware of it, you realize that you are essentially just a decision maker. You are the awareness behind all of your experience, and you are a decision maker based on whatever stimuli you receive and whatever you respond. So being able to break that process down slows it down, and you are able to take your time. And even under situations where things have to happen more rapidly, you enter a state of flow. And that's why a lot of times athletes, where things are moving at rapid speed, can still enter a space where things slow down. They're aware of the responses that they're having and the stimuli that's going on around them to such a high degree, and they've broken things down to such a high degree that time is experienced differently even. So, again, the emphasis in this video is the same as it is in all the other videos for living fully and intensely your purpose. Living a purpose-driven life. Tapping into what you find purposeful at any given moment. And there's some general themes, but this one is about processing. And I just wanted to give my love and compassion to anybody going through mental illness, and just shine light, whatever light I can, on the fact that I'm aware, and that people need to be aware that mental illness is not something that is just gotten over with like that. People devolve into different states and have different stressors. If you have the ability to be a beacon of light in this world, it is your responsibility and duty to do so. People who are lost in the sauce, I can only encourage you to find a guiding light. Find someone that can help you. Find a mentor. Find a program that you can follow. That's why I emphasize that daily positive stress reduction practices are so imperative. They're pivotal. They're necessary, because stress is going to occur. And your ability to manage that stress is your ability to succeed in life. Simple as that. You can't manage any stress, your ability to succeed is hampered by that. And you can grow that ability like anything else. It's a muscle that you have to use, you have to exercise in order to grow it. If you don't use it, you lose it. So exercise your heart muscle, exercise your mental muscle, exercise your physical muscles, and process your experiences fully. Take what they offer you that is valuable. Leave the bullshit and keep pushing. Love y'all.